Selamat petang, good day, good evening, ni hao, and welcome everyone to the session Microsoft Excel Dashboard Webinar. So before I get started, saya nak tanya rakan-rakan, sekiranya anda boleh lihat skrin saya, if you can see my screen, you can just type number 1 in the chat box. Maksudnya, kalau kamu boleh lihat skrin saya ni, sila type nombor 1 dalam chat box. Thank you for typing number 1. I really appreciate that. So right now, thank you everyone for attending this session. Thank you everyone for registering for this session. So pada hari ini, kita akan belajar bagaimana kalau kita nak membinakan dashboard dalam Excel. So dashboard means a presentation, a interactive presentation. Maknanya, bila saya tekan pada slicer Adidas, anda akan lihat dia akan ada perubahan pada title dia, perubahan pada chart title, perubahan pada nombor, and also the number over here. So contohnya bila saya tekan pada Puma, over here you will notice there is some changes. And if I clear the selection kat sini ni, bila saya tekan clear filter, and automatically dia akan tukar kepada overall products. So right now, what if you notice over here is, I'm going to go to my file over here. So right now kita akan belajar pivot table, sebab kalau kita nak membinakan a dashboard menggunakan Excel, kita memerlukan pivot table, pivot chart, slicer, second pivot table, camera, and at the end of the session kita akan ada complete dashboard which can be given to your management. So right now, what is the data? Kalau kita lihat dengan lebih teliti, this is our data over here. I have actually gone to the next worksheet. So actually what is the house rule is, you just see what I'm doing. After this session, since I have your email, I will email you all this file, or I can even message you via WhatsApp all this file material, and then you can actually practice together. For now, just see how you watch a movie. So kalau kita lihat kat sini ni, kita ada sebuah table di mana kita ada sports company, kita ada date di mana kita ada tarik daripada 1st January sampailah 31st December 2025. Manakala pula untuk sports company ni, kita ada several retailer. So contohnya sesuatu organisasi, they sell a SKU products, or when they sell a products, they have several retailers. So syarikat ni adalah sebuah syarikat yang jual products of footwear, apparel, and so on. So this is the sports company ataupun retailer dia. This is the states, and we do have the areas, the malls, the products, the price, and we also have the quantity sold. So sekarang ni, saya nak menunjukkan kepada bos saya what is the total revenue daripada January sampai December. So what I'm going to do over here is, let me just go over here. So saya akan tulis kat sini revenue. So why I want to calculate the revenue? Because what you have over here adalah jumlah yang dijual, a quantity that is being sold. Manakala kat sini pula adalah price per unit. That means one unit, just say one shoes, a pair of shoes cost about RM40. Maksudnya sepasang kasut adalah harga dia pada RM40. Jadi kita nak tahu, kita nak kenal pasti berapakah dia punya jualan dia, how much is total sales. So what we do is, we put here equal, one unit is RM40. Kalau kita nak darab dengan jumlah dia 450, kita kena darab, kita kena multiply. So I'm going to select this, and then in Excel normally we cannot use X, we will try to use the asterisk signs. So yes, the recording will be sent later, my dear friend, online friend. So kat sini ni kita ada RM40 ni, dia akan darab. So kalau kita nak darab ni, dia akan darab dengan jumlah quantity sold kat sini. So what I'll do is, I'll press enter, and then I go up and I just press double click. So bila I double click pada bucu akhir dia, you will see now it shows the total revenue. But right now, my manager don't want to see this. What my manager want to see is, perhaps my manager nak tengok performance, sales performance dari bulan apa? Dari bulan Jan sampailah bulan December. So in this case, kita memerlukan pivot table. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to type here pivot table. So pivot table ni kat mana sebenarnya? Sebenarnya, kalau kita klik pada insert ni, over here we have a insert ribbon, and over here we have a pivot table. So to my friends, Don't worry, this session is a recorded session. Session ni sedang di recording, and later I will actually pass you the file material and also I'll pass you the recording. So right now, if you look here carefully, kita memerlukan pivot table. Pivot table adalah sebuah tool yang di mana dia boleh melakukan SAP, whereby S for summary, A for analysis, P for presentation. That means if you want to create a dashboard dalam Excel, kalau kamu nak membinakan dashboard dalam Excel, kamu memerlukan tool pivot table. Kat mana pivot table ni? Sebenarnya pivot table ni bawa insert, bawa pivot table. So what pivot table can do is, dia boleh buat summary, dia boleh buat analysis, dia juga boleh buat presentation. So contohnya, saya letak cursor saya kat sini, and if just say you're using a MacBook ataupun normal laptop, kamu akan ada butang control. Control means CTRL. When you have a keyboard, you can just press Ctrl A. Bila kamu tekan Ctrl A, automatically dia akan highlight entire table. So right now, this data I want to share to my manager. I want to share in the form of slides, in the charts. So I go to insert. Bawah insert ni ada pivot table. So my dear friends, one more time, can you type number 2 in the chat box kalau kamu boleh lihat perkataan pivot table ni? So why you may type number 2 ke apa ke? Thank you for typing number 2. Just to let you know, sesi ni diadakan secara virtual. Apa kalau saya yang shot sendiri, saya yang main cakap dengan seorang je, and maybe internet loss ke, internet connection yang buat hal ke? So thank you for typing number 2. So right now saya akan tekan pivot table. So pivot table ni I tekan dah, kotak akan keluar dan saya tekan OK. Bila saya tekan OK, what I want to show to my manager is the performance from January to December. So January to December is rupa-rupanya I have to tick the kotak date kat sini. I tekan date, dia memang pun menunjukkan prestasi ataupun data-data daripada bulan Januari sampailah bulan Disember. And then I will just tick the revenue. Bila saya tick the revenue, rupa-rupanya dia menunjukkan jualan data-data daripada bulan Januari sampailah bulan Disember. But why I say, if you notice earlier, I said that pivot table can do SAP. Kenapa saya cakap macam tu? Sebab pivot table ni boleh buat ringkasan, summary. And the beauty of the summary is, contohnya, saya menggunakan mouse saya. Maybe I need to move zoom in so that you can see clearly. So I'm going to use my mouse and I tekan right click pada huruf J. You see here, kat sini ada huruf J ni. Dalam mouse kamu ada left click dan right click. So bila kamu tekan right click pada J ni, kat sini ada perkataan group. So bila kamu tekan group, anda akan lihat sebuah kotak akan keluar, and the grouping is not necessary your boss want monthly. Sometimes your boss want quarterly juga. So bila kita tekan quarter and kita tekan OK, dia akan menunjukkan prestasi jualan daripada kuarter 1 sampailah kuarter 4. And not only that, if they say I right click and I just click on group, so dia boleh buat grouping based on quarter, based on months, based on days. But what if they say your manager wants weekly reporting? So contohnya, kedai macam Eco Shop, kedai macam brand outlet, they have sales every day. So in that case, kalau seseorang manager memerlukan data jualan setiap minggu, what we do is we unselect the quarter, we select the days. So satu minggu ada 7 hari. In 1 week, we have about 7 days. So what I do is tukar ke 7, tekan enter, maka akan menunjukkan jualan reporting for every week. But my manager don't want every week. My manager wants monthly reporting. So monthly reporting, you can just right click, you just press group, so you can actually follow accordingly. Ikut boss. Kalau boss nak quarter report, you prepare quarter reporting. But boss wants monthly reporting, you prepare monthly reporting. So I'll just click on the months and I press OK. So what I showed to you is pivot table is able to create a summary. But before I go to the next topic, of course this data here, I pun tak sure. Dia ni 1 juta ke 16 juta pun I pun tak sure. So what I can do is I can tekan right click, go to number format. Dia format cells tu, dia format on the particular cell. Again I repeat, format cell maksudnya dia will format the particular cell. So you need to click on number format. So just say I tekan format cell. Okay, I tekan format cell and then I just say tekan accounting. I press OK. dia akan format on this particular cell sahaja. So when you press right click, kalau you nak betulkan dia punya data tu, you don't click format cell. Format cell if you want to highlight the entire data. In this case, I don't want to highlight all. I just press number format, and then I go to accounting, and maybe I don't want the symbol, and I don't want the 2 decimal places. I press OK, and just like that, dia boleh menunjukkan data in a proper format. So let me repeat again. What I do is I tekan right click. You jangan tekan format cell unless kalau you want to format the particular cell. Format cell maksudnya dia akan format the particular cell only. So if just say you want to format the entire data, you just select any of the data ni, tekan number format, and then you can just format anything lah. You nak just RM pun boleh, or if you want 2 decimal places also can. Up to you. So I'm going to press OK, and there you go. So just to let you know, memang pun kita dah tahu dah pivot table ni boleh buat ringkasan. But what is pivot? What is A? A means analysis. You see, we know that January we have 16 million, February we have 6 million, April ada 11 million. But what pivot table does is it is able to give a analysis. Maknanya, just say I drag the revenue, I tarik the revenue, I letak bawah values. So memang kat sini akan ada 2 revenue. But that's not the point. The point is for me to educate you what is analysis. So saya akan menggunakan mouse saya. So what I'll do is I'll just right click. Maybe I write down so that you can actually see clearly. So saya akan tekan right click. I akan tekan right click ke mana? I akan tekan right click pada C4, and then I will click on show value as, and then saya akan klik pada percentage difference from, and then satu kotak kecil akan keluar, and then saya base item ni saya akan pilih previous. Saya akan choose previous, and I will press OK. So what I'll do is C4. Over here is C4. Saya menggunakan mouse saya tekan right click, and then saya akan tekan show value as, and then percentage difference from. Percentage different from means perubahan dalam bentuk peratus. Perubahan dalam bentuk peratus. I click over here. So bila saya tekan percentage different from, satu kotak kecil akan keluar. Base item, not the base field, base item kat sini ni, I will just click previous. So before I click previous, memerlukan bantuan kepada rakan-rakan online, can you type number 3 in the chat box, nombor 3, if you can see the word previous kat sini. So how I keluarkan this previous ke, this kotak ke? Let me repeat for you. So I'll just press, okay, right click pada C4. Okay, dah right click kan? Show value as, percentage different from. Show value as, percentage different from. Klik kat sini, kotak akan keluar. Base item, you choose previous. And then when you press OK, you will notice that this is what they call as analyzing the data. The data, which means trending. What is trending? Sebenarnya trending adalah kalau kita lihat kan, okay, bulan Januari adalah 16 juta, tapi pada bulan Februari ni adalah 6 juta. Meaning to say, this January is 16 million, February is 6 million. So the 6 million means it is a reduction, decrease in sales. Manakala bulan March pula 6.0, so reduction juga. Tapi bulan April ni from 6 million it is increase, it rise to 11 million. So the word rise here increase by how much? Increase by 98% or 99% increase. So this is what pivot table does. It analyzes the data. Dia juga boleh buat apa? Let me just put it over here. Analyzing the data, meaning the cumulative, or some people will use the word year to date. So I'm just going to copy all this. Okay, so I copy kat sini and I'll just paste over here, and over here I'll just press OK. So this one is OK, this one I padam, this one here is running total in. So we have here running total in. I'll show you one more time. So right click C4, and then you go to show value as running total in. There is a word called running total in. Click kat sini, and then like I mentioned, bila you tekan running total in, a box will appear, kamu tekan OK. So what is the difference is, maybe let me show you the data. I number format and I'm just going to press here OK. So there you go and enter. So what happen is, running total ataupun kumulatif adalah dia akan account the data, dia akan calculate the jumlah sales. Contohnya kenapa pula bulan Februari ni dia menunjukkan 22. 22 ni is hasil campur between 6 plus 16 million. 16 tambah 6, 22. How they actually get, let me just show you. How they actually get here 28. Macam mana dia dapat 28? 28 ni adalah hasil campur daripada Januari sampai March. How they get here 40 million? 40 million ni adalah 11 tambah 6 tambah 6 tambah 16. So this is the monthly sales. This is the year-to-date sales. So pivot table sebenarnya is a very big topic. It's a one semester topic di mana dia boleh buat ringkasan, dia boleh buat analysis. But right now we want to learn about dashboard. So pivot table ni sebenarnya boleh buat presentation. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to right click this and I'm going to remove. So I got show you what pivot table does. Dia boleh buat summary, dia boleh buat analysis. But for dashboard ni, dia memerlukan pivot chart. Kat mana pivot chart sebenarnya? Over here we have pivot table analyze. Bawah sini kita ada perkataan pivot chart. If you notice carefully, over here we have the word pivot chart. So how to create a pivot chart? So let me just show you again. So let me just move this. So right now I want to actually create a pivot chart. So pivot chart ataupun interactive chart. So how to create an interactive chart? Step pertama adalah letak, that means place your active cell in the pivot table. Step pertama adalah kamu kena letakkan active cell kamu dalam pivot table. That means you just put it over here. Step kedua adalah, because why you must put it here? Why? Sebab bila you letak sini, barulah muncul pivot table analyze. Bila ada pivot table analyze, then only you can click the pivot chart. So if just say you put your cursor over here, you are not able to see the pivot table analyze. So you must place your active cell in the pivot table. Step number 2, use your mouse. So kalau kamu ada mouse, use your mouse. But if you don't have the mouse, you can use your fingers on the keypad. Use your mouse and click pada pivot table analyze. And bila kamu tekan pivot table analyze, I want you to click on pivot chart. Bila you click on pivot chart, a box will appear. A box will appear. Sebuah kotak akan keluar. Kamu just tekan OK. And then number 4, chart will appear. And then number 5, click on pivot chart analyze. And number 6, what you do is, I want you to do what? I want you to click on insert slicer. And number 7, there you go. So once you click on insert slicer, what I want you to do is, I want you to tick the sports company. Okay, so let's do it together. So place your active cell on the pivot table. Okay, dah letak dah. Mana as long anywhere in this area should be fine, because if you letak kat luar, you're not able to access to the pivot table analyze. So put it over here. And then next step is pivot table analyze over here, and then click pivot chart, which is over here, and then a box will appear. Maksudnya bila saya klik pivot chart ni, satu kotak akan keluar. I just press OK. So bila I click ni, you will see there's a chart will appear. So chart will appear. Click on pivot chart analyze. Again I repeat, click on pivot chart analyze. Kat mana kat sini? It is over here. Over here there is pivot chart analyze, and then what you do is you click on insert slicer. So kat sini ada slicer, tekan kat sini, and then what you need to do is you tick the sports company. Maksudnya bila I select ni, I am not able to press OK. Bila saya select mana-mana pun, I'm not able to press OK. I kena tick the sports company. So the sports company is over here. I tick this, I press OK, and just like that, I have a slicer. So in Power BI also got slicer. In Excel pun ada slicer. So right now, when I click Adidas, dia menunjukkan prestasi untuk syarikat Adidas. Alexa, Decathlon, Nike, Puma, Reebok, Sports Direct. So this is how we can actually analyze the data. So right now we have a slicer and we have a pivot chart, pivot table. So right now what I want to do is I want to prepare something like this. Saya nak ada satu title, saya nak ada slicer, saya nak chart yang kemas, and over here saya nak table dia, so that my manager can understand the breakdown. Contohnya kat sini, this is bulan January. Kalau kamu lihat dengan lebih teliti, if you observe carefully, this January ni shows about 16.58 millions, 15.58 millions, and this is the breakdown. So what I need to do is, now I need another pivot table over here. So what I'll do is, I'll go to my report over here, I put my cursor, Control A. Control A means it will actually highlight the entire table, copy, and then saya akan paste kat bawah. So maybe I'll just paste over here. So we have another pivot table. Kita ada dua pivot table. Satu pivot table menunjukkan prestasi daripada January sampai December, and we have another pivot table over here. So right now, what I want to show to my manager is, I want to show the breakdown. So kat sini ni, what I'll do is, I'll just do some changes. So the revenue, okay, so the revenue over here memang kat values, but the months ni, I akan letak bahagian column. So it will be over here, and then for the sports company, I will drag masukkan pada filter. So we have a filter, we have a columns, we have the rows, we have the value. But if just say you are a very beginner to pivot table, you memang tak faham kegunaan pivot table. What is column? Column maksudnya data-data ni January, February, March, April dipaparkan pada setiap kolom. Manakala if just say I put at the row, dia akan dipaparkan pada setiap row. January, February. That means the January is by row. That means it is positioned vertically. But if just say I put it over here, you will notice some perubahan. When I put it over here, it is based on the presentation, the orientation dia. So I'm going to put here. So here it shows January, February dalam bentuk bulanan. What is filter? Filter maksudnya pilihan. So contohnya bila saya klik kat sini, I klik 𝗓𝗋𝗀. Okay, I click 𝗓𝗋𝗀 and I unselect Sports Direct. I press OK. Dia tunjuk Adidas. But if just say I click on 𝗓𝗋𝗀, okay, I click it over here and I press OK. So dia menunjukkan prestasi untuk 𝗓𝗋𝗀. So filter ni adalah sebenarnya pilihan dia. But what I want to do right now is I want to actually select all and I press OK. So memang pun dia nak tunjukkan semua actually. Okay, so now what's the next thing? Next thing is I want to put the products over here. So the products is over here so that my manager can see the data. Oh, rupa-rupanya this is how it looks like. So what I'll do is maybe I'll just cut this. I'll cut the data over here and put it somewhere here. Okay, let me just cut so that cosmetic wise it looks better. Okay, so kat sini ni what we do have is we do have this data. So right now what I want to do is I'll just do some simple magic. Di mana you may ask me what I'm going to write now. I want to create a camera button. So the first thing first is what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor over here, equal link kepada January, press enter, and then saya akan drag. So I can drag so that it shows January, February, March, April, and I will drag until the end sampailah bulan December. So we do have November sampai December, and I want to do what? I want to copy this. So yang ni saya akan copy and saya akan drag ke sini. So we have this data over here. So you might be wondering why I need another linkage over here. Because I want to show camera. So this one over here, let me just go here and let me just drag Control R. So over here and over here, I'll just press alternate equal and I'm going to do alternate equal. So right now, you notice that we do have this data. But before I proceed, I want to show you something. I have a camera feature. Kalau anda lihat dengan lebih teliti, my dear friends, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, please look carefully. Over here, I have a camera. So you may ask me, apa function camera? Macam mana kalau saya nak enablekan the camera? So right now, the purpose of having this data over here is to have the camera. And this camera is like the CCTV. So what I want to do is, I'll show you how to enable the camera. How to enable camera? Step pertama adalah klik file. Step pertama adalah klik file. Step kedua adalah klik options. If just say when you look at your Excel file, contohnya when you look at your Excel file, there is no option. Don't worry, you or you click more. Because sometimes some laptop, they don't show options, they show more. So you tekan more and you click options. Bila you tekan options, step ketiga adalah kotak akan keluar. A big box will appear. And then step keempat adalah I want you to find quick access toolbar. And then after that, I want you to find all commands. All commands. And then number 6 is cari kamera, and you just press add, and then you just press OK. So this is the step. You don't worry, you don't have to write down ke apa, because later I'll send the recording to you. So step pertama adalah how to enable the camera. What is camera? Over here is the camera. Now you may ask me, apa function kamera dia? So what I'll do is, to enable camera, step pertama adalah I kena click the file. Where is the file? The file is over here. If you see here, this is the file. So step pertama, click the file. Step kedua adalah over here adalah options. Over here ada options. Bawah sekali ada perkataan options. But if just say your file, bila you buka Excel file, dia tak ada option, jangan risau, dia akan tunjukkan perkataan more, M-O-R-E. So you click the more or you click the options, and then over here akan nak lihat sebuah kotak akan keluar. When you click options, automatically the box will appear. Find quick access toolbar. Again I repeat, quick access toolbar. Kat mana quick access toolbar? Quick access toolbar is over here. So what you do is, sebelah kiri ni ada perkataan quick access toolbar. You click it over here, and then you cari all commands. Here they show popular commands. So what you do is, you click all commands. So over here ada all commands, and kamu cari kamera. Kamera bermula dengan huruf C. The word camera begin with alphabet C. So you scroll sampai you carilah huruf C. So C for camera. Then you tekan add, then you tekan OK. So how to find camera? First thing is click file. Second step is click option. Then you click box will appear, quick access toolbar, all commands, cari kamera, add, and then you press OK. And then what you do is you just press OK. So once you press OK, memang akan ada kamera. So you may ask me, apa function kamera dia? So right now, let me just add a new sheet. This is worksheet 1. I'm going to add a new worksheet. So kat sini ni, I'm going to put my cursor over here, and I'm going to press Ctrl A. Bila saya tekan Ctrl A, dia akan highlight the entire table. Then bila saya klik kamera and I go to my worksheet 2, I just lukis kat sini. So over here, it will show me like a camera. And you may ask me, apa function dia? Function dia adalah, contohnya, now my data is not so beautiful. So I'm going to highlight this, center align, and maybe I change the font to maybe dark blue color and white color. You see here, kalau kita lihat dia dah tukar font color dah. So when I go to worksheet 2, automatically it changes. Automatically ada perubahan. So just say I go to worksheet 1, I don't want this in a normal format. What I can do is I highlight all this. Over here ada comma, so I can click the accounting format. So bila saya tekan accounting format, memang now it looks kemas. So when I go to worksheet 2, dia nampak kemas dah. Dia nampak kemas. So right now, if just say I click here, maybe I don't want all, I want Adidas. Press OK. So the Adidas ni 5 juta ni, if you see here 5 juta, and you see here dia akan tunjukkan 5 juta. So my dear friends, can you see the difference? So just say I'll show you one more time. Maybe I'll choose Al-Ikhsan. So when I choose Al-Ikhsan and I press OK, and then I go to worksheet 2, you will see there is difference. So my friends, can you notice the difference ke? Ada tak perubahan? So if you notice the difference, can you type yes in the chat box? So you may ask me, what is the use? Basically, camera ni is like a CCTV. A CCTV means, for example, my dear friends, just say I put here a border. Okay, so I click here a border. So this border over here, and I just put here total sales. And over here, I nak tukar warna. Maybe I put here a yellow color font. I put here bold. And over here, you will see the changes. So the camera is like a CCTV actually. Any changes, even I change here. So like just say I change here to ABC. So bila saya tukar ABC, over here pun akan ada perubahan. So that's the purpose of camera. I never use pivot table because pivot table is just a table and it doesn't show a snapshot. Over here, camera ni, the thing is I can adjust the size. So I can just adjust the size cosmetically. I can just adjust smaller, and now it looks a bit better. But that one is up to you. So right now, this is where I want to create a dashboard. So I'll go to column 3, Control Shift up, Control Shift left, and I want to merge and center because I want to show the title. So I'll click merge and center. And then what I want to do is I want to create an interactive title. So I'll put here equal 𝗏 sales of. Okay, so what I did is I write here, I never write simply, I use a formula. If you notice carefully, saya menggunakan formula equal 𝗏 sales of space 𝗏. I use that formula. And then what I want to do next is, my dear friends, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, rakan-rakan kat sini, I want to create an interactive title. So right now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a if function. So I'm going to click here all, and I'm going to press here OK. So here memang kat sini tunjukkan all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press here Control C. Control C, I'll copy the all and I will paste it over here Control V. So Control V means paste. So I can copy and I will paste. Over here, I'll choose the function if function. If ni, dia akan kenal pasti condition met ke tak. So if the condition is met, it shows true. Otherwise, it shows false. So what I'll do is, if just say all is equals to all, comma, I want to put here overall products. Overall products. Otherwise, I'll put here comma and I will just link back to cell F22 and I press enter. So when I press enter, sekarang dia tunjuk overall products. Just say I click here Al Ihsan. Bila I click Al Ihsan, I press OK. Dia menunjukkan Al Ihsan. But if they say I don't want Al Ihsan, I want all. So bila saya tekan all, I press OK. Dia menunjukkan overall products. So what I want to do is over here, I'll just go here linkage and go to the sheet 1 and press overall products. So sekarang dia menunjukkan overall products. So maybe let me just reduce the size a bit. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so now we do have this data over here. Go to worksheet 1. So here kita ada chart. If you notice, we have this chart over here. I select this chart. I select the slicer. Control X. I go to the worksheet 2. And then over here saya akan paste. And then what I'll do is I will just adjust accordingly. So this chart over here, so I can adjust so that it looks bigger. So now we do have this chart over here, and this one saya nak lebarkan. So maybe I'll just lebarkan over here. So we do have this title, and if you notice carefully, kita ada garisan. Kalau kamu lihat kan kat sini ada garisan dia. So if just say you don't want the garisan, what you can do is over here ada perkataan chart element. Kalau anda lihat kan kat sini kita ada garisan. So my manager, he don't want the garisan. So you click on chart element. Apa chart element? Chart element is the symbol T over here. So sometimes dia akan appear kat bawah, sometimes dia appear kat sebelah kanan. So we click the chart element and we unselect the legend, we unselect the green line and we select data label. So now it looks bigger. So now your manager can see this is the reporting, and I want to actually do some cleaning. I select these buttons over here, right click, and then I go hide all field button. So now it looks better. And then over here, what I want to do is this number is big number. These numbers all big number. Some managers, they don't want big number. Some managers, they want short form. So how to do short form? Use your mouse. Use your mouse, tekan right click. Your mouse got the left click, got the right click. So tekan right click pada Y axis. Tekan right click pada Y axis. Kamu akan lihat akan ada perkataan format axis. When you press right click on the Y axis, you will notice there is format axis. So why I want to go to format axis? Because I don't want big numbers, I want short form. So click format axis, and over here what I want to do is I'll just click here format axis, cari perkataan display unit. Bila kamu tekan right click, kamu tekan right click kan? Tekan pada format axis, sebelah kanan ada format axis, go to display unit, kamu klik pada millions. So over here dia akan tunjukkan dalam bentuk millions. Which is a short form. And if just say kamu just main tekan ke apa, so now if just say I change Now your manager can see. So you just say you want to know 0.05. Why 0.05? Rupa-rupanya kat sini ada jawapan dia. 20,000, 15,000, 16,000. If I click on Puma, there you go. When I click on rebook, so you'll notice there are changes actually. So right now, what I want to do next is I just want to do some changes. So rupa-rupanya kat sini ni, maybe I want to have the grand total. So saya nak tulis lah the total sales are, and then I link to this cell over here, which is B16. So the total sales are this value over here, and maybe saya nak bahagi dengan 1 juta because it's a million kan. So 1 juta got 6 zeros, so it's about 13.85. So what I want to write here, the total sales are RM and then followed by millions. Okay, how I want to do this? So I'll put here equal text or text join, and saya akan link kat sini ni. Okay, so we want to link this. Maybe I'll show you one more time. Equal, maybe we want to do a space also can. So text join apostrophe, comma 1 because we'll ignore empty cells, and then I'll just select this. So this is how you can show the total sales are RM 13.85. Or another way what you can do is you can just press here this particular cell and then space and over here and then space and then you put a space over here and then enter. But if you notice carefully, this 13 million is not in the proper format. What you can do is over here saya akan tulis text format. So let me just click one more time. I'll just go here, this data B19 ni, I'll just press here text and I'll put here comma and then I put here apostrophe, hashtag, full stop, hashtag, comma apostrophe, comma bracket. There you go. So will show me total sales are RM 13.85 million. So maybe I don't want this data over here. I'll just remove this. Alright, now it looks better. So now you may ask me, apa function this data over here? So what I'll do is, so maybe let me just put this over here. This one, so and I close. I'll just adjust accordingly. Maybe this one, I'll just make it smaller. Okay, so now it looks better. Over here got space. So I'll go to insert, shape, click this rectangle and draw it over here. So this is the data kat sini, and I put here equal, link at equal ni, go to sheet 1 and I press it over here, enter. So the total sales are 13.85. It's very small, your manager can't see, so I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, so now it looks bigger. Maybe I put center not so nice, and yeah, maybe like this. Okay, and then white color font, and maybe a dark color shape, so dark blue. Okay, so now if just say I click Adidas, so Adidas is about 31.38 million total there. Alixan 2 million. Of course I can put the zero later, and then Decathlon is about 7.29, Nike and so on. Alright, so now we do have this data over here. What is the next thing that I want to do is I also want to make this title interactive. So what I'll do is over here I'll just write so sales of, and then I will just link it over here, and then from Jan to December in RM millions. And then after that what I'm going to do is I'll just put here text join. Text join is a formula where it can combine the perkataan. So I want to combine by a space, and let me just highlight all this. So this is sales of Puma from January to December. So I'm going to put the title sebelah kiri. So drag it, put it over here, equal, and I select this. So now it looks bigger. I'm going to bold this and bold here and make it bigger. This one I tak nak, I remove. This thing over here I'll just change to black color, and this thing over here I change to black color and bold. This one also I want to bold actually, bold and make it bigger. Alright, so there you go. And this one I'll just put here dark blue. This thing over here I change to dark blue as well, and I remove the white color. And this one I don't want the garisan. Over here if you notice ada garisan, I don't want the garisan. So bawah view ada grid lines, so I remove the grid lines, and over here so I want to remove the grid lines. So now what happened is, my dear friends, if you notice carefully, let me just zoom this. So if you see here, bila saya tekan Adidas, dia menunjukkan sales of Adidas from January to December in RM millions. Bila I tekan 𝗓𝗄𝗃, dia menunjukkan sales of 𝗓𝗃, Decathlon, Nike, Puma, and Reebok. So this is how you can actually play around. So what you learn, basically, you learn about this pivot chart, you learn about slicer, you learn about this box over here. So what this role is, this is basically a pivot chart, a dashboard that can be actually prepared dalam your Excel file. So just to show you a glimpse